For the September 29 episode of The Young and the Restless, spoilers tease a dramatic mix of strategy, family focus, and bold choices. Victor Newman sets a calculated trap. Nick and Sharon look to their son, and Claire takes a daring step that could reshape her future in Genoa City. Victor targets Kane. Victor Eric Braden has always thrived on staying one step ahead, and he sets a trap designed to snare Kane, Billy Flynn. What Victor is planning, and how Kane reacts, may change the balance of power in Genoa City. With his legendary ability to manipulate, Victor rarely acts without a larger endgame in mind, leaving Kane in a precarious position. Plus, what will it mean for Jack, Peter Bergman, since he's decided to team up with Victor? Nick and Sharon focus on Noah. While business battles rage on, Nick, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Case, make family their priority. Spoilers show the two preparing to visit their son Noah, Lucas Adams, who is the recast for the character. The trip could bring some long-needed reconnection for the family. But nothing ever happens in a vacuum in this town. Their decision to check in on Noah could put them back into the path of unfolding Newman drama, especially given recent teases about an L.A. Noire storyline unfolding with Noah in the middle. Claire's bold choice. Meanwhile, Claire, Haley Aaron, takes center stage with a bold move that could alter her relationships. Exactly what she chooses to do remains under wraps, but it's a step that could carry long-term consequences. Claire is caught between her relationship with Kyle, Michael Mealer, and the thrill that Holden, Nathan Owens, offers her. Y&R spoilers for Monday set the stage for ripple effects across Genoa City, with Victor's trap, Nick and Sharon's family focus, and Claire's pivotal decision sparking fallout that could last for weeks to come. Kane wants to attack everyone and everything in town, including their legacy companies. It was suggested that he could become the next Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless. Playing with fire, like Victor, Eric Braden, Kane, Billy Flynn, basically became a billionaire on his own, unlike Jack, who inherited the company from his father. Kane acquired numerous businesses and properties. He's thirsty for more wealth, as he has his eyes on numerous businesses in Genoa City. He obtained powerful AI software that could hack into their companies and provide him with all the intel he needed to become even more successful. However, Kane has backed off his plans because he wants to repair his broken family. He's trying to put his family first, much like Victor says he does. No one's business is safe, but Kane can't act alone, unlike Victor, who has no problem taking down his enemies solo. Kane assembled his own Avengers, which include the likes of Amanda, Michelle Morgan, Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, and Michael, Christian LeBlanc. Acting like a young Victor Newman, Lauren, Tracy Bregman, finds out about her husband's plans to work with Kane. She's wary about his new job because Kane acts like a young Victor Newman. He wants to take down as many people as possible, and he doesn't care who he hurts. He also doesn't care whether it's legal or ethical. However, Michael doesn't think that Kane could ever fill Victor's shoes. Kane just proved him wrong. On Friday's episode, he didn't like Michael hounding him about his business decisions. He told him that he needed allies, not a life coach. Kane looked forward to sharing his successes with Michael, but he didn't like his constant questions. Kane told him that he no longer needed his services. It sure sounds like he's acting like little Victor in training. The Young and the Restless Spoilers Weekly Update for September 29th to October 3rd tease that Jill returns home to settle some unfinished business, as Sharon makes a plan with Nick to visit Noah. Plus, Nate ponders Audra's request for a second chance. Tune in next week so you can catch all of the action in Genoa City. Weekly recap, Monday, September 22nd, 2025. Episode number 13,215. Billy, Jason Thompson, stunned everyone when he issued a shocking threat that put his future and his relationships on the line. Kane Billy Flynn found a moment of peace and reflection as he reconnected with Tracy, Beth Maitland, leaning on her wisdom and compassion during a vulnerable time. Meanwhile, Tessa, Kate Fairbanks, opened up to Daniel, Michael Grazadeh, sharing personal feelings she had kept close to her art. Their conversation revealed the depth of their friendship and hinted at the possibility of a new chapter, as Daniel listened with care and offered her the support she desperately needed. Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Episode number 13,216. Sally Courtney Hope and Audra Zuleika Silver proved to be a duo to reckon with as they quietly plotted their next move, determined to regain some of what they've recently lost. Claire, Haley Aaron, was caught off guard when she received an intriguing Victoria. Amelia Heinley stepped in to Kyle's Michael Mealer-Ordet with advice about Claire he hadn't asked for, leaving him frustrated but also considering whether her perspective carried some truth. Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. Episode number 1317. Jack, Peter Bergman, and Diane, Susan Walters, worked together to rein in Billy after his reckless behavior threatened to undo all their efforts. Their united front revealed just how far they were willing to go to keep him on track, but it also highlighted Billy's resistance to control. At the same time, Lauren Tracy Bregman stood firm with Michael Christian LeBlanc, refusing to back down in a disagreement that struck at the core of their marriage. Elsewhere, Audra leaned into her manipulative side as she pushed Kyle's buttons, testing his limits and leaving him visibly rattled. Thursday, September 25th, 2025, episode number 13218. Victor, Eric Braden, proved once again why he remained a master strategist, making Kane an offer that was nearly impossible to refuse. The move put Kane in a difficult position, torn between ambition and caution. Jack, meanwhile, revealed he had a trick up his sleeve, keeping others guessing about his real agenda. Billy created even more turbulence when he forced Sally into making a tough decision about where she stood and what kind of future she wanted. Each confrontation layered more tension across an already volatile week in Genoa City. Friday, September 26th, 2025, episode number 1319. Victor surprised his inner circle when he seriously considered calling a truce with Jack, a move that could shift alliances in unexpected ways. Kane made headlines of his own by ending an alliance, cutting ties in a way that signaled he was ready to forge a new path forward. Meanwhile, Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, received surprising news that left her reeling. The revelation promised to reshape her outlook and possibly her place in the Newman family. Next week's breakdown. Monday, September 29th, 2025, episode number 13220. Victor sets a trap for Kane. Nick and Sharon plan to visit Noah. Claire makes a bold move affecting her future. Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, episode number 13221. Nikki puts Diane in her place. Sally keeps a secret from Billy. Tessa defends her actions. Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, episode number 13222. Victor plays his cards close to the vest with Jack. Michael has difficulty resisting old habits. Lauren puts Nikki in a tough position. Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, Episode number 13223. Jill returns home to settle unfinished business with Billy and Kane. Lily and Amy find common ground. Audra asks Nate for a second chance. Kyle and Claire are currently on a break on The Young and the Restless. Kyle is receiving most of the blame because of his lies. However, fans believe most of the blame should be appointed to Claire's grandfather, Victor. Victor's interference. Victor, Eric Braden, pulled many dirty tricks to break up Kyle, Michael Mueller, and Claire, Haley Aaron. His most recent scheme was hiring Audra, Zuleika Silver, to seduce Kyle. Unfortunately, Victor and Audra's scheme was exposed, but it did cause trouble for Claire. Claire was upset to discover that Kyle kissed Audra in order to bust her and Victor's plan. Thanks to Kyle's lies, his relationship with Claire is on the verge of collapsing. While Claire is blaming Kyle for their problems, she should be pointing her finger elsewhere. On a soap opera message board, Y&R fans believe Victor should be held accountable for his role in Claire's breakup. Claire says she can't get past the fact that Kyle lied to her. But it was her own grandfather who sent Audra to seduce Kyle. She has forgiven Victor, but she can't seem to forgive Kyle. Make it make sense. One fan ranted, "IMO, Victor isn't blameless. Kyle hasn't been honest, and Claire may end things. But Victor started it all because he wants to control her life and hates the Abbotts," one viewer wrote. Double standards. Kyle didn't help matters when he lied to Claire about his and Audra's kiss. However, he wouldn't have been put in that situation if it wasn't for Victor. Victor set everything in motion by hiring Audra to seduce Kyle, knowing full well his plan would hurt his granddaughter. When Victor's scheme was finally exposed, Claire laid into her grandfather. For a brief moment, it looked like Claire was done with Victor, until she forgave him. In the September 26th episode of The Young and the Restless, Jack and Victor made the unthinkable choice to put aside their decades of hostility and join forces. The decision is more than a temporary truce. It's a seismic shift that shakes the foundation of Genoa City's power structure. A rivalry rewritten. For nearly 40 years, Jack, Peter Bergman, and Victor's Eric Braden relationship has been defined by bitter conflict. Their battles have destroyed businesses, fractured families, and left scars that seemed permanent. Watching Jack and Victor extend even a tentative hand to one another marks a stunning reverse.